Go.
All right, so as you guys know, my name is Colton. I built a dummy roping calf. Should have started that before the video. But
More time.
yeah. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right, so first I want to talk a little bit about rodeo history because I think it's really interesting and relevant to the project. So I think rodeo's an intriguing sport because it's kind of like it started from necessity. Like roping started from, cowboys actually having to go out and rope the calves to be able to bring them in and tag them and check them for medical forms. It's like rodeo is kind of like, I never really grew up doing rodeo, but like I think it's really interesting and it's really cool. So I want to show a video of calf wrestling, which is kind of where dummy calves are usually used for. And I think this is the most exciting event in the rodeo.
National Finals Rodeo.
So we'll watch this video of some very good, the best calf ropers in the world.
This is the Great Horse, and Blair Burke's got a calf. They were 7-6 on early.
I don't know why it's not hooked up.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we're having some problems here.
Is that your horse?
No.
National Finals
It'll
Rodeo.
work again.
I have to drag mine to the side, so you may have to do that as well.
What did you do with it?
I took the grounds and dragged it. I
Like a
think
window.
to the,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I think I'm
There it
on
is.
Weird
Yeah.
displays. Oh, there we are. All right, here we go. So this is calf wrestling.
And Blair Burke's got a calf. They were 7-6 on earlier. He can do things.
Oh, nice.
Now watch this. Smooth. Watch the clock. We're talking about a record. Another arena record. 7.
Can you play that again?
It'll show again. It'll show again.
Oh, standing ovation. And look at this. I love it. Oh, Blair Burke shared the arena record with Cody O coming into last night. It was 7-3. Ronnie Hyde shatters it with a 7-1. Blair gets it back tonight, 7 seconds flat. Well, and Blair will be the first guy to tell you he couldn't do it without his partner, and that's Hammer. That Great Horse just worked perfect. The rest of it was just get your hands in the air, 7 flat. What a feeling that has to feel like. That's awesome. Well, boys, what can you do for an encore? The calf roping has just been electric over the last 2 go-arounds. But let's put a little pressure on this cowboy, Fred Whitfield from Hockley, Texas.
So the horse is trained to stop.
Yeah, so the horse holds him
Tonight,
back.
number 4 in the world, but number 1 in the average.
It's amazing how they ride these horses with no
$35,000 over 8
hands and they
go-arounds.
jump off.
Just needs a 6.9 to take the lead.
Just a 6.9.
Don't they go around? Don't count him out. Now he came in just a 1/10 of a second ahead of Cody Olin. Cody was just 8-4, so Fred's got to go for it. Now if you need to be 6'9", this might be the calf. Watch the clock. Fred's got 6 in his mind.
Oh!
We didn't think you could beat last night. Look at this. They have broken the 7-second barrier of the national final calf roping. Oh, another ovation. The Cowboy that they may not sit down for the rest of the night. You aren't going to get any more exciting than this calf roping spin. Look at this. Fred Whitfield, what a flawless run. 6'9", and they need it on the road. Now he needs to win about 20,000 if he has a chance to win the world. Well, he just took care of about 12.5 of that right there, or nearly 13 of it. Look out and go around number 10. What a tough feeling for Blair Burke. I feel like V7. Oh, boy. Well, I don't think it's over with you. You know, I kind of laughed at Fred when I said he only needs 6.9. Now 6.8. That's what Jeff Chapman needs. And this guy's also electric. Well, look out. Now Chapman comes in. He needs to win about 17,000. He needed a big move in the average. Look at the clock. No! No! You don't believe it. 6'8". 6'8". 6.8. Now
So I thought, I think calf roping to me is the most exciting sport in the rodeo. And it's interesting because even like the best cowboys in the world, how do I get this off?
It's a slide back to the left.
Even the best cowboys in the world.
Up top. Then go through the middle.
Okay.
Just minimize it.
Just X that, yeah.
Yeah. Even like the best cowboys in the world, like every day practice on the roping calf and warm up every day by just throwing at the calf. So I think it's just it's a really interesting aspect of rodeo of where you've got these legendary cowboys who can do that in 6.8 seconds, jump off a horse with no hands. All right, now I lost my mouse. I don't know why. There we go. All right. So my inspirations for building this project was, like I talked about last presentation, at my last bison auction, I met this really cool cowboy named Owen, and he kind of, the whole weekend he was just like throwing his rope around and slinging it, and I thought it was just really fun. Like he kind of taught me the basics of it. And I think, the calf roping, the team roping are really exciting events, really fun to watch. Also, I think it's really cool. There's like a cowboy trip where you can like walk around with your rope and like rope your friends' heels as they're walking to like trip them. So I think that's a really cool thing to do. If I can build something I can practice my rope and my swinging on, I can sneak up behind my friends and trip them when they're not watching. So I was looking at some different dummy calves because I was like, what do I build this out of? Do I build it out of plastic or, I have no idea. So this was one that I found that I was like, this is a design that I can handle. This is something that's interesting. But as I was looking at dummy calves, I was like, these are ridiculously expensive. Like, I want to show a few different of these roping calves that I found. So this is a website that has a lot of different options. So this one will like when you rope it, you can like pull it back like they do in that event I showed to tie it. These have the horns so that for team roping, you only rope the horns and not the head. I'm not really exactly sure what those two do, but something similar, I'm sure. And then other things I was looking at. These are very high end, and these are ridiculous to me. Like $500 for some metal. And this is a heel roping. So in team roping, which is a different event, you rope the horns of the calf, and then your partner ropes the heels, and that's how you catch it. So this one, I guess it swings, so you can practice the timing. But I mean, this is just, I guess, welded metal and whatnot for $500, which is ridiculous if you ask me. And then this is, I guess, the highest class roping calf you can ever find for almost $900. And I guess the idea is this one, you tie a string on the front and you can move it, so you practice the motion of the calf, practice the heels, practice the head. Yeah, this is high class. And I was like, and even the base models, $250, $200. I was like, I bet I could make something and build it for a lot less than that. So for my design and aesthetic inspirations, I wanted to build it out of PVC, but I didn't want to just have white PVC pipe as my aesthetic because, you got the barcodes and the numbers and the sizes, and that would just look terrible if I got PVC pipe stitched together. But also I wanted it to look like it could be something that you could just leave out in your barn or leave out, wherever you're throwing your rope around, leave it in the rain and whatnot, because I'm not going to keep this in my house. I'm not going to, you can't swing a rope inside. So I thought something like a paint splatter would look really good, where it looks almost like you just took a bucket of paint and threw it on, So that's kind of a, artists, I guess, do a lot of paint splatter if they choose to. But I wanted to kind of blend the nice look of paint splatter with kind of just a simple Western look of I didn't put too much effort into this, I leave this out in my barn. Also, for any, for color choices, I had to go with CU. Why would I not go with black and gold? So my process was I started with 20 feet PVC pipe, and I ended up here. So first I started out, I bought 2 different 10-foot poles of PVC pipe, and I calculated all the joints I needed to fit them together. And then this is a PVC cutter, which was really nice because I didn't know how I was going to cut the PVC. But I found this at Home Depot, and it worked really well. It's basically like a big pair of scissors that kind of ratchets. So you just put it over the PVC pipe, I measured out where I needed to make each cut and cut it down. And this is what I cut it to. These two big poles were like the legs on the bottom, and then this one that's slightly smaller went across the top, and that was like its spine almost. And then these were like its 4 legs that were sticking up, and then these were the joints kind of like across the back that built the structure a little bit. And I decided I wanted to have it like this and use these 45-degree angles so that it had like a little more of a back structure and it wasn't just a square. And that gave it like, using 2 45 pieces instead of 1 90 piece to build the top made it look a lot more like actually structured and not just like a square. So I ran into my first problem. For the tri connectors, I bought the wrong kind because the ones I bought were like for screwing a pipe in to connect, you know, like for water lines, and they would not. I was like, you know what, I can just shove them in there. Tried to shove it in, didn't work. This was like, these were threaded. This is what it was supposed to look like. So I had to go back and make like a $2 exchange of goods and get the actually right kind of fittings, the couplers. So then I started building it once I had everything cut and I had the right kind of coupling for everything. Started putting together in my backyard. This was pretty easy to put together, you know, just sticking things in, making sure they stay tight. And then eventually I got to here, which is the main structure. Hadn't painted it yet, just put everything together while I was